So today we're gonna do a medium skin fade on my man John. This would be a low skin fade, medium, and then a high. So we're gonna kind of start off right about that. I can start with my guard and kind of make my guideline. But usually what I do is kind of find my start, 2 fingers, start right here. And I'm gonna just flick it out to create my guideline instead of putting it in, making a hard line, because at the end it makes it harder to take it out. So I like to just flick it out and put my guideline in there like that. Open all the way. And then once I set my guideline, then I'll just play with my lever and I'll literally just start blending out that spot. Now I'll go all the way closed. Just so I can see that blend already starting to come along, and it's easier to follow along with the whole head. And then this down here, I'll get that with the trimmer. And then always use your mirror to kind of check your, your guide. Make sure it's going even. And then if you want, once you hit that middle point of the head, you can just start from the other side so you could kind of like even it up, mirror from where you're at now, so you could kind of still see on both ends of what you're doing. So since I started right here on this side with 2 fingers, I could just easily come to this side and do the same thing. My 2 fingers, and then I know I'm starting right there. And I just flick it out, do the same thing. It's really like all about the pressure, how you putting it on the head. Like it took me a long time to kind of learn how to do this because it's all about the pressure. Like the whole flicker motion is just the pressure. If I don't apply the right pressure, I can make gaps and lines that's hard to get out. I'll take my one. I want to start it again, closed up. Just so I could just work the blend up from no guard to I put my one on, close it up, and then I work my way down. The higher I go up into the fade. And then the more you go up, you kind of want to start again with that flicker motion outwards. Then when I'm closing it, I'm kind of just hitting it right there on the line. I open it up, and that's when I start slight flick. But when I open it up all the way, I really want to kind of flick that out. You see how it's like a lot of hanging hair right here, and I can't even really see what I'm doing. So instead of continuing what I was doing with it closed, I'm just gonna open it up so I can get that bulk off so I can see what I'm doing. Once we got that guideline set, we're gonna switch to our 2 guard. And start with our 2, again closed. I start with all my guards closed. I like to work my way up. You can work your way up or down. That's why I like barbering. Like it's not one way to do it. People got their own ways. I'm opening it up now. So you see the difference of my stroking of when I'm opening my clipper up. So now that I'm up here, I'm kind of like really like paying attention to my line. Just kind of applying different pressure to that. I'm not no more digging into it. I'm kind of just hitting that line, trying to flick it out, blend it in to my half. And I'm also switching my tool from my comb to my brush. When you get to the lower guard, you want to use your brush to kind of brush out everything from off the skin, make sure the fade is good. Start closed. You want to find that line, that very bottom line, and that's the half where we're going to start at. Stretch your skin a little bit, up to. Add that line. And that's just that bottom line we take out with the half. I'm using the whole clipper, but at certain points I'm kind of rotating and turning and just using my corner. But mainly dark spots, like you see like right here, how it's like, little dents. And when I'm doing that and I see little dents, I'll just rotate it a little bit and hit it with my corner just to get that spot. So I won't push the fade up. And that was my half, so now I'm gonna go to my 1.5. Then we start off closed. And I'm basically just starting at like my corner, my most darkest spot down here, and just kind of work my way up to that. And again, I use this 1.5 because I feel like it just kind of blends everything together. The half, the 1, and then the 2. And then my last guard that I mainly use is my 3. After that, I'll just do like clip over comb. You see that last line? That's now the line that I'm trying to work on. What I'm basically doing is I'm finding my guideline right there, my lowest point right there. So all of that I kind of want to cut off. So right here, I see my lowest point right there. So I know I'm stopping about right there at my lowest point. I pull it out, and then I kind of just go right against it. But I'm finding that lowest point each time. I see it right there, I stop, and I go. I see it right there, boom. Palette, either cut it off or leave it, right? There's two ways I could cut it right now. I could cut it with the clipper over comb. Now you want to really work your way down into it. Don't get crazy and come all the way down here and just cut it, because you're gonna cut it too short. You want to start at the edge of it and kind of work your way down to see how it lays. And with this, I'm kind of just grabbing up those ends, chopping those off, blending it in. And with those cowlicks, do not be scared to cut it off, because if you don't, they're gonna stick up. And when I cut against it like that with my thinning shears, I'm kind of just taking out the bulk in that spot. Like, so you see, for instance, like it's kind of bulky right here. I was just going with that just to kind of take the bulk out a little bit. As bulky, just take the bulk out a little bit. But then when I go against it like that, I'm blending. And you just keep moving, don't stay in the same spot. Now that the fade is done, I'm gonna grab my trimmers. I like to just start off with my little salon here. So at the side, you want to push it over, push it down. Then you kind of want to get that, hit it. So you get the hanging hairs. And I like to take my trimmer and blend it basically up to that line almost, because then I'll go back and get my clipper and just blend this in whole together. And to get that last final liner, you gotta check it, clipper, no guard, close it all the way up. Start at that line, open it. And when it's open all the way, you just want to definitely hit it just with the corner. Kind of push it up into the rest of the fade and clean it up. Most of it should be already blended, but you can just take the clipper closed and kind of make sure everything's cleaned up and uniformed at the bottom. Start at the bottom. I'm applying a lot of pressure at the bottom. The more I go up, I'm literally just gonna start using my corner and flicking up into it. And when I turn it over, and there you hit that last little bottom line, dragging it down, blending it in. Jump to the top. So in this bottle, I like to use leave-in conditioner and like detangler instead of just water, because the water dries it out and then it's more just dry. This kind of keeps it moist. Kind of comb everything in the direction that it grows, not how he wears it, just in the direction that it grows. And then you want to ask him, okay, how you style it like at this point, because even if he styles it that way, you know, I don't want to always just cut it that way, because with he, you know, doesn't style it that way, now he's just stuck with it that way. So I kind of want to get everything even first. So right now I'm probably cutting like a good inch. Yeah, literally right at an inch. And I kind of want to keep it like at a little angle, you know, angle his head, starting here at my lowest point, guideline. And we don't want to cut past the second knuckle. That's how you cut yourself. Even if you see that little piece of hair, you know, that's how you could cut yourself. So you just catch it with the next one. Front, you gotta over direction it a little bit, kind of come down into that guideline. Because if you don't, then when you let it go, it's just gonna be more hair hanging down there than you expected, because you didn't over direct it. Even when you got your point here in the front, you kind of calm down. Now I got both sides cut evenly. Then I'm gonna come and bring them both to the middle. You see, that point is there, that point is there. We're just cutting that. You know, depending on like the hairstyle, right? If he wanted his hair to like kind of stick up and be texturized and spiky, I will kind of point cut this like that. Give him some texture in his hair. But, you know, he kind of wears his hair kind of straight down and a little bit neat, so we just kind of keep those lines straight across. How's that length at the top? That's enough for you to play with still? Oh, yeah.